Hello, everybody. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers, and I'm not. Welcome to this video for those folks who are contemplating becoming an activator or to just try out activating to see if they like it or not. I am not responsible for you becoming addicted to PODA activating. It is a self-inflicted issue that most of us acquire one activation at a time. Keep in mind, many of us YouTubers will offer you many different ways that you can learn about activating and or jumping in both feet. So I'm just going to share some of my thoughts. I am nobody special. I'm just an old man that's been around a day or two. And we've done a few activations. But I want to see if I can help some of you others sitting at home hunting the thought process of maybe you want to become an activator. And what do I need? This is basics, nothing fancy. So if you're looking for fancy and watching the video, because I don't give fancy, I just give basics. The basics of activating a park is being in a PODA park, not a city or county park that is not a PODA entity, okay? So one of the things you want to look at is where the closest park is. And I don't want you to spot. I don't want you to get afraid at first. I want you to get accustomed. So the park that you should choose, hopefully it will have internet access so that you can monitor the spotting page. Now let's talk about this monitoring. That doesn't mean a laptop, so you can log everything on a laptop. I would not suggest that at first until you get comfortable. Okay, so paper and pencil, that's just a suggestion. You want to log it on a laptop, that's yours. If you want to log it on a software program that's being provided by other folks, that's yours. You choose. But what you want to do is on the spotting page, make sure you have the park number wrote down on a piece of paper so that you know how to read that and don't feel like I'm trying to treat you like a baby. It's easy to reverse numbers. So write the number down on a piece of paper so you'll remember where you're at. Okay, now go to the spotting page. In the spotting page, start following those spots and go there and listen. And because you don't always hear them real strong, don't mean that they won't hear you, because they may be running QRP. And QRP is less power output. So that is something to be considering. Go to the spotting page. You write down the UTC time, not local time, UTC time. And you write down their call sign, and you write down the frequency, and you write down their park number and a place to put their signal report. Remember, signal reports are not necessarily necessary for the verification of contact. If you want to say peanut butter and they say jelly, and you both heard each other, peanut butter and jelly can constitute a legitimate contact. And if you follow me, many times you'll hear somebody will use David as a very simple K9 Delta Echo Golf, he'll say. And I'll say, David, you're 5'9", and never give his call sign. But he knows that I'm talking with him because of his readability. That is not necessarily the proper way, but that's because I have been doing it for 4 years and have gotten so used to people's voice that their voice is their call sign. The call sign I do is for procedures, but very simple. On the spotting page, work every single one you can from the park. Now let's address this word park to park. When you call park to park, don't leave it blank in the air. Park to park, NC4XL, not park to park, because that don't mean nothing to me. And there's many operators that it don't mean nothing to them, and don't be offended. But for them to clarify, especially as an activator, who they heard, park to park, NC4XL, they can verify that I was the one they heard. There might be 3 or 4 park to parks. And I'll share with you, I have had pileups on park to parks. So you have to be able to distinguish something. So part of your call sign is better than just the word park to park with 3 people. Now, when you're making the contact, you as the activator, you need a minimum of 10 completed contacts. And if that party, and we'll take like today when I went out, I was in 2 parks, and you work me from your park, you will make 2 entries. You will make 2 entries. That's 2 contacts that you contacted me at. If you work somebody in 3 parks, you will make 3 entries. That's 3 contacts for that contact. As you work in park to parks, all you need is 10 to have a fully activated park. And all you have to do is make park to parks. Never spot once. Just chase them on the band. Now let's go backwards here a little bit. Let's say you decided you want to activate the park, but you don't want the big pileup. Turn your power down 5, 10 watts, 20 watts, whatever you feel. Turn it down. And then spot yourself. Do not go QRO 80 to 100 watts, because it will create a pileup and it might be very intimidating, and it's something that you get used to over time, but immediately it puts a little fear in your feet. So turn your power down. 5 watts is a great place to start. Spot on the spotting page, and then work what you hear. Now remember, as an activator, it is your activator. If you're on a logging device and you want to put it in and you want to see who their name is, that's up to you. Me, I don't worry about that, because over time you will learn their name. Okay, over time, especially if you get hooked with activating. When you're ready for the pileups, do like I do. If you're in an extra class or advanced class, go to the extra portion of the band or the advanced class portion of the band, and when you spot yourself on your first spot, please, in the comments section, please put in advanced section, in extra class. That's not for the people that are extra class or advanced class licensees. That's for those that are general class that may get excited because they hear you so loud. And they may jump over there and not realize that they're out of band. And we know that you're not intentionally wanting people to come out of band. So it's just as a courtesy to remind people, hey, I'm in the advanced class. I'm in the extra class. Now, I do this to control the pileups somewhat. That's primarily my reason for doing it. I always will go back to the general portion of the band because that's where your bread and butter is. Keep that in mind. But a method to utilize to control the pileup a little bit is start out in the advanced or the extra class. If you want to control it again, start out with a QRP, and then if you want to create more and more pile up, well, then go QRO. Very simple. Now let's talk about contest times. You haven't activated a park, but how can I take advantage of it? Here's how you take advantage of it. The contesters don't care what park you're in. So put that in the back of your mind. All they're wanting is a 5 non-contact on to the next. So whatever contest you're chasing, very simple. Go to your POTA park, not your local city park or county park. Go to a POTA park. And when the contesting is started, start at one end of the band and go to the next end of the band. 10, 15, 20, 40, 60, 75, 80, wherever you're allowed to operate. And the reason I say you're allowed, because if you're a technician class, you're only allowed a portion of 10 meters. Okay, so stay within that band, but work the contesters, give them the report, whatever they're calling for. If they want NC4XL 1 whiskey, 1 watt, 100 watt, whatever it means. I don't do contesting, but I will go to a park, I will set up, and I will work from one end of the band on all the bands, get 80 to 100 contacts real quick, never spotted once, never had to tell people what park I'm in, because remember, contesters don't care. They just want the contact and your call sign and the exchange that they seek. So you can go out and have several activations in a matter of time, very quick time. Now, when it comes to logs, every party that you talk to does not get credit until you upload your logs. I say that because there is probably 0.1% of people who go out and never upload a log. It's hard to believe that why anybody would want to go out and spend time and not upload their log. Remember what I'm going to say. There is no failed activation. There may be some incomplete activations because you did not get 10. But the folks that you did work you and deserve the credit for the contact that you two exchanged. And looking at your profile and you see that that park didn't get activated and it shows an incomplete, so what? Not a single one of us get paid for that. Whether we get a full, complete activated park or a park that is incompleted, it's okay. This is the fun part of the hobby. You're not in a race. Take your time. As you're the controlling activator, you run your activation the way you see fit. Again, I am only one of how many thousands of different activators out there. And each one of us has our style. But you can activate a park and never spot once and never get caught up in those big pileups until you're ready. Until you're ready. But remember, it's parks that are part of the parks on the air structure. Okay, if you have an opportunity to work with other local hams around you or close by, and you want to run 2 operators or 3 operators, okay, if you're all taking your own radios and you're all driving up in your own car, and you all can work each other in that park or parks as long as you're all on different radios calling each other. Same thing with handhelds, 2 meter 440 on simplex frequencies. That is a legal contact as long as it's individual radios and not one handing the radio to each other. That is not a legal contact. I say that for a reason because some people like to shortcut things. In the real world, you never know who's around the corner watching you. Keep it in mind. The second and third thing is handing mics back and forth. Let's say you are out at a park and you have a second or third operator or groups of operators. If there's 2 or 3, yes, you hand the mic back and forth to each operator to make the contact. Many of us experienced, seasoned, old timers, whatever you want to call us, may use the term and other ops or 3 ops, that type of thing. First of all, you do hear all 3 of those people or all 2 of those people, and they'll switch operators calling CQ, or they'll go 1, 2, 3. However, you feel comfortable, but each one of those contacts are separate contacts. If you work somebody that's got 3 ops, that's 3 different contacts. You do not assume that it's going to work for one. Each one of those people, those operators that you work on that multiple op park, each is a contact. So today I worked 3 people at a park. I'm in a twofer. I work each person. That's 3 contacts there. I'm in a twofer. So each person is going to have 2 contacts from me. So that's 6 contacts I gain, but each one of those parties gain 2 contacts. Now I was in a twofer, so they're going to gain 4 contacts. And that's how it multiplies. But when it comes to logging, I simply log it on paper. I'll touch real quick on N3FJP. When you create one log and you create your ADIF, you can save the park as the first park number. Save the ADIF. Then you'll go and open a new log in N3FJP. For the second park number, you import the ADIF from the first park number and do bulk edit. Now, if you need help, I'm only a phone call away, and there's many others of us out here that would help you. ADIF Master I don't use because I use N3FJP, and there's some other programs out there that will assist you. I am too old to try to keep up with all the different software that's out there. I am sorry I have failed you, but I'm only going to work with what I'm familiar with and can handle. I thank you for taking the time. You're not biting off more than you can chew. It's going to be fun. You're going to have oops moments. You're going to forget pencils. You're going to forget bug spray because now with warmer weather and mosquitoes and rainy weather and stuff like that, you're going to forget that. So those are some hints that you might want to consider. Have an extra, 1 or 2 quart plastic bottle around in case there's no public facilities and things like that. Have some hand warmers, not that you need them right now, but it's nice to have them in the go bag just in case your hands get cold. You can lay them on the table, and in between contacts, lay your hands on there and keep your hands warm. Regardless of paper logging or logging on a computer, your hands still need to be warm. There's several different things that if you follow the YouTube channel and type in the word POTA, you'll find many of us activators that are offering tips on how to do different things. Remember, each one of us activators is different. We operate different. We have different goals, different incentives, things that drive us. And you too will be part of that. Thank you for having an interest of getting away from just sitting at the house and hunting, but getting out in the field and starting to chase park to parks and then have the hunters hunt you. May God bless. Hopefully there's some helpful hints there. If there is something like this, share it with a friend who might be interested in activating. November, Charlie 4 X-ray Lima, NC4XL. North Carolina for extreme lovers, but I'm not. Just the darling old man. Till our next outing, 73.